Okay, today we are going to start a new lesson, which is section 2 in chapter 16. But before we start, we have to review the previous lesson and answer the questions of the formative assessment. Okay? Our lesson was about the human population growth and natural resources. We learned that, and also you know that the human population grows over time, and the demand of Earth resources increases. We will need more resources of food, more shelter, okay, more space. So we said that the technology, in our days will increase the carrying capacity of the Earth. يعني أنا بعرف إنه carrying capacity هي maximum population size that an environment can constantly support. Okay, so any space on the Earth has a carrying capacity that it can, yeah, that means it can carry maximum amount of population to support them with enough food, enough shelters, enough space to live there. Okay, فهاي carrying capacity طبعا if the number of the population or size of the population grow over time, بتصير عندي carrying capacity will decrease. But technology help us, the technology in many sides. First, احنا قلنا انه it help us increase the carrying capacity. How? Who remembers how the technology help us to increase the Earth carrying capacity? How this help the Earth to increase the carrying capacity? تخيلوا انتم في عندكم area and the number of the population of the humans increasing so the area is still the same. It's still the same. Doesn't increase. But the technology helps in increasing the carrying capacity. Anyone have an idea how this happened? ايش عندي تكنولوجي احنا؟ عندنا تكنولوجي بالترانسبورتيشن، التكنولوجي بالagriculture، التكنولوجي بالميديكال ادفانسز، اوكي؟ وهذا اثر على الكارينج كاباسيتي. لايك مثلا اكزامبل الجاز باور فارم اكويبمنت. لما يكون عندي انا الاجريكلتشر بتكون باي هاند، كانوا زمان البيبل هو use their hands, the human power was used for يعني planting, okay, or for the agriculture. But nowadays احنا technology help us to make these equipment and gas powered equipment. This will increase the production of the crops, okay, and will save time. It will produce more. يعني هذا increase in the population size need more food resource. هذول equipment which made by technology help to increase in the amount of the food. صح؟ the crops. Also the medical advancement. الميديسن it decreases the mortality rate. قلت في صار عندي mortality for infants or for many diseases. Okay guys, do you know now how the technology helps in increasing the carrying capacity of Earth? Do you know now? Do you understand? Okay. And we know that as a humans, we have a direct and indirect effect on the ecosystem. Okay, we affect them directly. And in the ecosystem, there are natural cycles that happen. Can you give me any example of natural cycles that happen in the ecosystem? Atumi cycles, natural cycles, any name. I will remind you with oxygen cycle. What else we have? What other cycles do you have in the ecosystem? Just the name.
The water cycle?
Water cycle. What else? The carbon cycle, nitrogen cycle. These are important matter that need to exist in the nature, in the ecosystem. And they should be cycled to maintain a constant level of these matter or these components which are important for the living thing. تمام؟ فإحنا we are affecting these cycles directly and indirectly. Now, one of the ways that we affect these ecosystems by using the fossil fuels. The fossil fuels, what are the fossil fuels that we use? What are some fossil fuels that we use, guys? humans depend on fossil fuels in many ways. How? يلا يا دارين tell us. أدهم. How are you أدهم? طيب الفossil fuels هم materials, okay, that found in the underground of the earth. They are produced by remains of living things which exposed to high pressure and temperature for millions of years. اوكي وبيطلع من هدول الفossil fuels اللي هم الاويل والكول فحم والاويل والنفط اللي هو البترول. هدول الفossil fuels are very important in our lives. Why? Because we use them in many ways. One of the ways اللي هي cars. We need oil to move any car. Okay? All the transportation vehicles we use need fossil fuels. هدول fossil fuels are non-renewable resources. They exist in nature, but they don't renew or they cannot be replenished as fast as they use. They need millions of times to be replenished again. فهدول fossil fuels, using of these fossil fuels must burn them. يعني احنا لازم نعمل burning لهدول fossil fuels عشان تعطيني energy. كيف السيارة بتشتغل؟ بنحط فيها البنزين الاويل اللي هو type of oil هذا الغازولين والبيرن وهذا البيرنينج رح يعمل عندي انرجي. هاي الانرجي will let the car move. طيب هلا these non-renewable resources are used by us. طب is this cause any pollution for the air using these fossil fuels? Is this cause any pollution for the air? يلا يا مس what's wrong? Yes Tasneem.
Do they? What's your question? Is that do they make
using these fuels, burning these fuels? Okay, in factories, in the cars, in many machines we use.
Yes.
Of course. So these fossil fuels are some of the materials that we use, and we affect indirectly the ecosystem in a bad way or in a negative way. Okay, so these resources are non-renewable resources, coal and oil. We have another type of resources which are renewable resources that can be replenished at the same rate as they can be used, like the wind, the water, the sunlight. احنا قلنا we have to be wise and manage our using of these resources. Why? To maintain these resources available for the future generation. We have to think about the next generation, your children, your الأحفاد, all these. Okay? فأنت if you want to keep these resources available for the next generation, you have to be wise and manage your using of these resources. We have to depend more on renewable resources because they are more available. Okay? لأن the growing of use of non-renewable resources may lead to crisis اللي هي الأزمة يعني, and they must be probably managed. هلا we talk about also effective management of earth resources will help meet the needs of the future. يعني لازم يكون عندي management إنه أنا I have to use the resources efficiently. أعطوني example how can I use the resources of the earth in more efficient way. Yeah, أعطوني example like what? How we can use the resources more efficiently. One way. I just need one way. No one know? يلا Tasneem.
one way to use resources?
Yeah, efficiently. How?
I guess maintain. Like doing this can like maintain the resources for future generations, or maybe use them for
how you can manage your using. Water مثلا. I'll give you a very very simple easy example. If you want to wash your car, okay, which is the correct way to use the car, to wash the car, okay, and in the same time you use it efficiently?
Okay.
Give me a way that you are going to use the car in sorry, the water to wash your car. How you are going to use the water efficiently?
I guess like try to not like finish or waste all of it, as well as to like be like mindful of your resources.
برافو. يعني بدل ما انا I use water اخلي انا مثلا عندي tap open all the time, okay, and I rather can use a bucket, okay, and put in it water and use this water. هاي مثلا reducing the usage of water amount. ممكن مثلا اعمل recycling for the some materials, glass, some metals. Other recycling will save the resources. Okay, these are some efficient ways I can use to keep the resources and help meet the needs for the future. زي عندي الإيستر ايلاند هاي شايفينها قدامكم. This Easter Island. It was very full of diversity and many plants, many animals living there. Because of their irresponsible use of resources, they cut more trees and they use many resources without thinking of the future. This island become like this. Okay, احنا قلنا كمان there is something called ecological footprint. وقلنا ecological footprint هي the amount of the land needed to support a person. It must produce in this يعني ecological footprint هي قديش land needed to support a person and must produce ومينتين يكون عندها enough food وwater وشلتر وانرجي وwaste. هلا كل ما كانت عندي انا more efficient بيكون عندي they use less resources و they produce less waste. صح؟ As you look here at this graph and we saw that in United States كان عندهم population less than some nations in Asia like China. And in the same time, they have less amount of less population size, but at the same time, they have more food different. Yani they need more area to support. While in China, which has more population size, they need less ecological food different. Less area. Why? Because they use the resources more efficiently. They produce less toxic waste. عشان يكون انت you are using the resources more efficiently, several factors affect the size of ecological footprint. The amount of the efficiency of resource use والamount and toxicity of first to produce. كل ما كان عندك الefficiency أكثر في resource use يكون عندك less ecological footprint. كل ما كان عندك toxicity less بالwaste you have less ecological footprint. Okay, guys, is this clear? Is this lesson clear? Any question? Let's answer these questions before we go to the new lesson. Give 3 examples of how technology has influenced human population growth. يلا, كيف التكنولوجي influence the human population growth? How does it influence it? كيف يا تسنيم؟
It's the technology has helped with like through agriculture, transportation, medical advances, and other stuff.
Bravo. With agriculture, it helps agriculture using many equipment help to produce more crops. With medicine and in transportation. What is the difference between renewable and non-renewable resources? Who can answer this question? يلا يا مس. This is very easy question. لا مش كل مرة تسنيم يعني. يلا ديلارا.
Yes, teacher.
يلا miss. What is the difference between renewable and non-renewable resources?
Okay. Renewable resources you can they can't end يعني.
لا مش they can't end. If you don't use them wisely, they will end. يعني زي الووتر. تخيلي انت عندك الووتر هي renewable. أنا I keep the water contaminated, dirty. I use more from the aquifer اللي هم الآبار اللي تحت. ممكن تخلص الووتر هاي اللي هي fresh water. صح؟ فهي مش هيك.
The non-renewable resources they can also end. they can finish.
بس هدولا renewable resources you have to say that they can be replenished by earth natural processes زي water cycle مثلا can replenish the water at the same rate at which they are used. إذا
Yes.
أنت تعديتي الريت بتصير non renewable. ممكن الwater تصير non renewable if we don't use it or don't manage our using of the water. Okay?
Yes.
أو إحنا we don't keep it clean. بتصير ما في عندي water available for drinking or the clean water. Renewable resources هم can be replenished by earth natural processes at the same rate at which they are used, whereas non-renewable are used up faster than they can be replenished. طيب شوفي question 3. Describe how a population can use resources in a sustainable way. Sustainable way يعني continuous way to keep it more for the future. Who can tell me how population can use it? بدي براءة.
Yes.
يلا براءة. Describe how a population. أعطيني some way that population can use resources in sustainable way. أقدر أنا أستعمل الريسورسز اللي عندي in a sustainable way. يعني إنك أنت تحافظي عليها. وkeep it for the future. كيف؟ أعطيني طريقة. كيفني أني حكيتهم أنا هلا. The boys who would like to answer? حمزة، هشام. محمد حلاوة. Strong guys. أسامة علاء.
Hi, Miss.
Hi Miss, how are you? هلا احنا عم بقول لك انا في عندي resources واحنا we have to manage our the using of our resources. اعطيني example انت ممكن تستعملها في حياتك اليومية اوكي to use these resources in a sustainable way. sustainable يعني تضل في استدامة لاستعمالها.
يضل في ايه؟
نعم؟
يضل في ايش يا مس؟
استدامة يعني أضلني أستعملها أنا أضلني أستفيد منها. كيف؟ أعطيني أي طريقة. يلا يا مس بدي حدا يجاوب. أدهم. محمد حلاوة بتعرف؟ ألو محمد.
يا مس معك.
عارف؟
ايش؟
مش عارف you don't know؟
لا والله.
طب ميرنا.
مس
يلا
ايش
يا
في؟
مس أعطيني how a population can use resources in a sustainable way. يا مستر recycling. Recycling is one example. أنا بقدر أستعمل resources more than one time زي recycling.
بس نقدر نعمل reuse.
Sorry?
نقدر نعمل reduce.
برافو reduce reuse. أنت if you use this أنت مثلا زي عندك a cup of milk or a bottle of milk. مش في ناس بيعملوا reusing. They use it for some other purposes. هذا you are sustain عم تعمل using resources in a sustainable way. عم تعمل recycling للglass للpaper.
مرحبا مس.
You are using the resources in a sustainable way. Yes, miss.
لا بس كنت بدي احكي بس شغله.
Yes, say.
بس كمان انه using انه البترول زي مثلا بالسيارات انه they use انه هلا صارت السيارات بالالكتريك ما في شيء
مظبوط صح برافو.
reusing.
reusing صح برافو عليك. فأنت في عندك هنا إنه إحنا بدنا نعلم الناس how to use the resources in a sustainable way. ما ضلنا using the resources and they will replenish. لا sorry they will يعني they will exist. هدول الريسورسز if we keep using them in an unsustainable way. We have to think about some ways to use these resources in a sustainable way. نعم. Yes, yes, Myrna. You want to say?
أنا
الو عامر سمعتك.
أنا أمس كنت بحكي إنه عن reuse والreduce. بس إنه الجواب
Yes. So humans can use recyclable goods, renewable energy sources such as wind and solar power, support only sustainable fisheries and agriculture, and minimize their use of products that could contain toxins. وزي ما حكى سامي كمان الكارز اللي هو على electricity برضه. These are some ways that we can use the resources in a sustainable way. This is very important, Africa. This question is very important. So let's see question 4. Connect. What factors can limit the growth of the human population? إيش في عندي factors limit? It makes the size or the growth of human population limited. What are these factors? أعطوني factors quickly. Yes, Tasneem.
Maybe like things that limit, maybe like the like shortage on like maybe food or supplies.
Food,
It could
bravo.
make the pollution or anything of the sort.
برافو. الفود زي كيف ايش بصير عندي انا شورتج بالفود؟ انه بصير عندي اوفر يوز اوف ليميتد ريسورسز، هذا بيعمل عندي ليميت للبوبوليشن جروث. ممكن ديزيز يصيب اي منطقه وبصير عندي many people will die وهذا بيعمل ليميت للهيومن جروث. drought يعني جفاف، تيجي علينا سنين no rain، هذا الجراف ممكن يعمل عندي برضه limiting في الجروث البوبوليشن جروث. crops pests الوار طبعا. اوكي
بس
يس
بدي اقول لك بس النت فصل عندي ورجعت فتت.
no problem dear no problem. هلا the last question اللي هو 5 synthesize how could the Easter Islands have prevented their population crash. هدول الايستر ايلاندز اللي شفناهم how did they prevented their population crash. صار عندهم population crash، كان في عندهم population of plants و animals، فجأة صار عندي population crash، يعني the size of the density أو size of the population become very low. How they could prevent it؟ كيف كانوا بيقدروا يعملوا preventing؟ They could have limited their use of the island forest. مشكلتهم كانت هدول إنه they cut the trees to make ships and boats. تمام؟ فهم لو عملوا limiting ل their use of the island forest كان ما صار هيك فيهم. لأنه when they cut the trees شو صار فيه؟ صار عندي التريز كانت habitat for many living things. So many living things ممكن birds ممكن insects they migrate to other place. They keep cutting the trees and these trees they take يعني هذول huge trees they take thousands of years to grow again, to become a huge tree. So they cut the trees before they can be replenished again. So how could they limit or prevent what happened to them if they limit their use of the island forest? Okay guys, any question till here? Any question? تمام. على فكرة هدول بيجي عليهم كثير أسئلة في الامتحانات. You have to understand what you are studying. Please. هلا احنا today we are going to start with lesson 2. هيك ناخذ introduction، احنا بلشنا فيه بس we have to continue. Okay, can you see this page 16.2 or not? Ahmed, is it clear? لا. Let me see, I will check. But can you hear me?
بس كان عامل screen sharing.
هلا now I will make again. Now you have
air quality.
تمام. Today we are going to talk about the air quality. هلا احنا قلنا انه as a human being احنا we can affect the ecosystem or the environment where we live or the world in a whole world. احنا بنقدر نعمل affecting لهذا الworld والايكوسيستمز اللي فيه directly و indirectly. Okay? By using different materials. Can you give me example how we can affect these ecosystems؟ احنا نعرف الايكوسيستمز في عندي cycles natural cycles لازم تضلها شغاله زي الكربون cycle والاكسجين cycle والwater cycle. ليش؟ هذول these are very important matters that needed by the living thing لازم تكون موجودة. How can we affect these cycles negatively? كيف احنا ممكن نأثر عليها negatively? Who knows? Who knows how we can? Yes, Sami.
By pollution.
By pollution, Layan. Thank you very much. By pollution. احنا عنصر أساسي to make pollution بهذا الecosystem. One of these ways how we polluted the air we are using our cars, the factories, transportation. كل هذولا make pollution, and this pollution here as a result of fossil fuel emission. إحنا عرفنا إنه to power a car we need fossil fuel, to power a factory with the fossil fuel, to produce electricity في عندي ways we use زي الكول بستعمل الكول to produce water to produce electricity. فإحنا الفossil fuels are very important وإحنا عرفنا إن الفossil fuels are non-renewable resources. هلا burning of these fossil fuels لما أشغل السيارة أنا عم بعمل burning للغازولين هذا عم بيطلع عندي gases. These gases will go to the atmosphere تعمل عندي pollution. Okay guys. إذا إحنا each year as a human we add synthetic chemicals and materials to the earth. بضل في عندي على الارث بالاتموسفير تاع الارث دائما عندي احنا from the humans عندي chemicals و synthetic materials من ايش؟ من burning of these fossil fuels. Okay? Is it clear till now, guys? Any questions?
Can you repeat the last thing?
Yes. The last thing هلا احنا قلنا as a humans we depend a lot on using the fossil fuels. Okay, to run out our cars, to for the factories, to work, for transportation. Okay, we depend on the fossil fuels a lot. Now, fossil fuels should be burned to produce energy, and burning of these fossil fuels will emit many chemicals and materials into the earth atmosphere. Okay, or into the earth water as a product. This will cause pollution. Okay? Okay, is it clear?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, so what kind of pollution we can cause? What kind of pollution? أدهم yes, أعطيني أدهم examples of pollution. لإيش بنعمل pollution إحنا؟
نعم مس.
يلا بس أعطيني types of pollution that we cause. عارف يعني pollution؟ تعرف إيش يعني pollution يا أدهم؟
اللي هي الفاكتورز
يعني تلوث يا مان. تلوث. هذا البولوشن أعطيني examples. إحنا بنعمل pollution لإيش؟ عادة.
examples عليها. examples عشان يعني أقي من التلوث ولا examples على التلوث؟
أعطيني examples على البولوشن.
أوكي. الإكزوست تاع السيارات.
أوكي بيعمل pollution لإيش هذا؟
اير.
للإير. إيش كمان؟ pollution صح؟ ممكن تعمل pollution للووتر. هلا pollution if you want to say pollution as a definition كتعريف pollution هو addition of of undesirable factors or pollutants. يعني أنا عم بضيف على الاتموسفير تاعي أو على الووتر تاعتي أو على اللاند تاعتي undesirable factor. إشي مش مستحب. هدول الكيميكالز والماتيريالز are not good for the ecosystem. هدول undesirable factors or pollutants that produced from the burning of these fossil fuels can cause health problems, can cause disturbance in the natural cycle. بغيروا لي في الكربون سايكل، بغيروا لي في الاكسجين سايكل، وهذا بيأثر على التوازن البيئي اللي هو الايكو سيستم. اوكي؟ فالبولوشن describes عن ايش بيحكي البولوشن او ايش هو describes any undesirable factor إشي مش مستحب فيه or pollutant that is added to the air, water or soil pollution ممكن يكون للاير والووتر والصوت. هذا البولوشن ممكن يكون مايكروسكوبيك. كيف يعني مايكروسكوبيك؟ يعني انا ما بشوفه بعيني، يكون very very small part of chemical، اوكي، بتكون في الاير or waste product زي الفاكتوريز. كيف انا عندي الفاكتوريز بتطلع عندي chemicals و sometimes بيرموا هاي الكيميكالز في الووتر، بيعمل pollution للووتر. ممكن هدول البولوشن ممكن تكون very microscopic ما بشوفها بعيني زي اللي متوزعه بالاتموسفير، يعني بتكون waste product تطلع من many types of factories or many human activities. اوكي؟ وهذا طبعا بيعمل harmful effects. طيب هلا بدنا نحكي اليوم عن الاير pollution. The most common air pollution comes from the waste products produced by burning fossil fuel. زي ما قلنا اغلب air pollution بيجي من ايش؟ من burning of fossil fuel. انا عم بحرق الوقود يعني اللي هو الاويل، اللي هو الكول، اوكي، او الناتشورال جاز. هلا هدول after burning of these fossil fuels رح يطلع عندي chemicals. هدول الكيميكالز بيعملوا combining مع الاتموسفير او مع السانلايت وبيعملوا عندي pollution. اوكي؟ هلا عندي الكيميكال compounds lead through this process can combine to form haze، هذا اللي بنسميه smog. هذا اللي شايفينه هون بالصوره زي ضباب، هذا مش ضباب، هذا smog. هذا result of the burning of fossil fuels. هو one type of air pollution هو السموغ. كيف بصير السموغ؟ بصير عندي interaction between البولوتنت، صار عندي حرق للفوسل فيول، هدول الفوسل فيولز طلعوا عندي materials و chemicals in the atmosphere، صار عندي interaction between هدول الماتيريال مع السانلايت، طلع عندي smog. إذا who can tell me what is the smog? What is the smog? Again دي حدا غير تسنيم كيف يا شباب والصبايا. What is the smog, Rama? Rand, where are you, Rand, today? I didn't hear your voice. What is the smog, يا Rand? Hello, Rand. Hello.
Yes, miss.
يلا من ايش هو السموج؟
السموج اللي هو انه زي الاير بولوشن.
برافو، هو type of air pollution. اوكي، شو سببه؟ ليش يصير عندي انا air pollution اللي هو السموج؟ ايش السبب الرئيسي؟
Because of the waste products produced by burning fossils.
يا عيني عليكي، اللي هو من burning الفوسل فيول
والغاز والاويل زي دخان السيارات وهيك.
الفوسل فيولز هم غاز واويل وكول. اوكي، هدول كلهم فوسل فيولز. burning of fossil fuels produce chemicals. هدول الكيميكالز بتطلع على الاتموسفير، لما يكون في عندي sunlight يصير عندي interaction between these chemicals مع السانلايت بيعمل عندي سموك. والسموك يا اما بيكون عندي particulate matter وفي عندي ground level ozone. ايش يعني السموك عباره ايش هي جواته؟ particulates هم microscopic specks of dust, metal and unburned fuel. يعني انا بالجو لما الاقي هالسموك طالع من الكومبوننتس تاعونه في عندي شيء اسمه particulate، يعني هم قطع كثير صغيره microscopic bits of dust عباره على metal على unburned fuel بتكون موجوده في الجو. في منها هدول particulate they will after a time will settle down، okay، stay for بالاتموسفير، بعدين it will settle to the ground، تروح على الجراوند، وفي منها they will be inhaled، احنا نتنفسها. And these cause many types of health problems. Okay, so the smog هو type of air pollution caused by شو بسببه؟ هو من interaction of sunlight مع pollutant أو chemicals that are produced from the fossil fuel burning. تمام؟ وبكره حنحكي عن ground level ozone. Any question, guys? Any question here? Okay, see you tomorrow. Take care.